Welcome back, boys. I am Reload, joined with Lysis, and today it is 10 kilometer a second versus Gang, whatever their name is, the red team. Today it's going to be Hyperion, Cyclone, Osprey, Thrasher versus Abaddon, Prophecy, Executor, Dragoon, and Punisher. So, Lysis, what do you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to play out?
Well, I see Wang Gang just going full out aggression. They have all close range type of damage application, so they have to get on to Exodunks. The Abaddon's going to try to kite away as much as possible. I'm pretty sure going to try to use the Prophecy as a screening tool.
Oh yeah, and the match is now away, and it looks like Exodus are slowly actually pushing, but looks like Wang Gang is also pushing in as well. Looks like they're Michael Warp driving on. Need to get that Hyperion in on that as well, because it is blasters, so it's not going to do any damage at range. It needs to get in and brawl.
Okay, so we see that Exodunks is putting damage on the Hyperion, which I believe it's a smart choice, because even though the Hyperion is super tanky and a great ship, and it's pretty much like the top dog in this comp for Wang Gang, it is under different Logi reps. So
Yes.
They're going to try to use that advantage of the different reps coming into the Hyperion as a way to just out-damage it and take it down as fast as they possibly could.
Yeah, and it looks like the Punisher on the Exodunk side is actually screening the Cyclone right now. The Cyclone is webbed, but he is actually pushing through. He is now scrammed and webbed by the Dragoon as well, being neutered. But the Hyperion is slowly but surely is pushing through. They really want to tackle this Abaddon, but they are paying for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, so now we have the Hyperion in armor. He is still getting those shield reps. There is damage put out across the whole of Exodunk's team as their Dragoon is kind of getting focused. And the change of Dragoon in this iteration of the tournament is that it now has a full rack of newts and nosses, so it can apply some great pressure across the ships.
Oh yeah, it is a full new fit, so it is kind of a scary destroyer to have on your team, but it looks like he is taking the full damage off this Wang Gang team, but he's holding just fine, as well as the Punisher. Now, interestingly, the entire Wang Gang team is actually tackled, bar the Thrasher and the Merlin, and the Osprey is also taking a lot of damage as well. He's also tackled.
Yeah, so this is a great strategy they just did. So as the Wang Gang team had to go in to be aggressive, their Osprey had to go in as well, because he is afterburner fit to stay up with him in Logi rep range. So once that Osprey got close enough, they switched all their damage to the Osprey and smoked it off the field. That is a huge hit for the Wang Gang team. And the Thrasher just fell too.
Thrasher down as well. I think Exodus, despite not really liking them much, they did perfectly execute this setup perfectly. They split up what is a very all-in DPS-y setup, so that they can't apply damage to a one target. Basically, they just split up and just tackled one by one and just killing ships one by one, which is what they're doing right now. But the Prophecy is really low, but Hyperion and Cyclone's worth of damage, it'll be pretty close to see.
Now, there is still a possible chance for Wangs to win.
Oh,
because if the Prophecy goes down, and it could get right on top of that Abaddon, and they could just orbit at 500, and that Abaddon is going to have a hell of a time tracking. But this just shows how you need to, even though you look like you have a great pick ban phase, that looks like your team has the advantage, pilot execution and skill still matters. And as you see here, Exodus, even though you might like them, are great pilots. And they are showing why they're great pilots by just taking that they didn't have the biggest advantage here. They're kind of on the back foot, and they played perfectly on being able to bait out the Osprey to get close enough to get wrecked.
Oh yeah. Oh, this Prophecy is hanging on by an inch, and the Hyperion is actually trying to smart bomb the heavy armor maintenance bots on this Prophecy. So when eventually these bots go down, this Prophecy will die. This Cyclone also as well. He's actually just chilling right now. Should be Michael Warp driving towards the Prophecy, but I have a feeling he might have burnt out his Michael Warp drive. He's just sitting there.
I mean, it's definitely a possibility there. Here's a crazy thing.
There we go, Prophecy down.
Prophecy going down. Like I said, Wangs could still pull this off, because the Hyperion having amazing tank. But if they get on top of this Abaddon, as they are attempting to right now, the only real tackle that has to stop them are 2 web ships. The Punisher and Dragoon only have webs. They do not have scrams. So Lhasa has to do some crazy flying to keep that distance between him and the other ships so they don't get under his guns.
I was actually wrong. The Cyclone does have his micro warp drive. I have a feeling it was actually he was actually capped out instead of burning it out. Now the thing is, this Hyperion does have a micro warp drive, micro jump drive, sorry, and they don't have webs. So this Hyperion could do some next level plays and MJD to safety, because right now he is in structure, so he needs to do this MJD plays right now. The Cyclone did actually get Scrum on the Executor as well, but he is dual prop fit, so actually no, he's just after benefit, so that's not going to happen to him, but he is tackled now and taking damage from the Cyclone.
So for this Hype to live, you'd have to MJD away, hopefully in that time getting a reload on his reps to then come back in and hopefully get under the Abaddon guns. But they're not putting any pressure on this Abaddon, which is blowing my mind away. They're probably worried that they don't have the damage to kill the Abaddon because of the Executor reps. They actually do. That's a lot of damage coming out of both the Cyclone Hype, and the Hype just went down. So it looks like Exodunks has pulled it off here with just having to clean up the Cyclone left.
Yeah, and you're right on that one, Alexis. Just the Cyclone left now. He's probably just gonna. Maybe he looks like he's just burning away now, trying and kite out the Exodunks team. Looks like Exodus don't need their snake-linked 10km/s interceptors to win this match, but maybe next time.
Yeah, because like Exodus themselves usually do amazing in the Alliance tournament. They always either get to top 8 or top 4. So you can't take that away from them, because in the Alliance tournament you're not seeing snakes. You're just seeing pure piloting.
These guys are very legitimate pilots. They are very good even. Well, probably the best US pilots there are, hands down. They really know what they're doing, and they've definitely shown it in this match right now. They just perfectly executed this match. Did lose a prophecy, but he was in a face of a Hyperion and a Cyclone, so he was going to die eventually, but he did hold up for quite a long time. And this Cyclone also tackled. He's trying to shoot the Punisher, but as he's got reps on him now, so he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, the prophecy did an amazing job, and like I said before in a previous match, outlasting an opponent really matters. Even though you're going to go down, if you go down 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds after an opponent, you're already having your team applying DPS on another ship while the opponent's still trying to take you down. Those outlasting few seconds matters so much in these matches where it's just a 5-on-5.
Oh yeah,
a handful of pilots.
The DPS war will, as long as you survive, as long as possible, your team is going to win the DPS war as long as you survive for longer and longer and longer, to just stretch out the game while your ships are applying more damage while they're still applying damage on you, like you said. And it looks like they did clean up the Cyclone, and it goes winning to Exodus.